Hello everyone, Serge Domp here. This is another channel update, and for the past few weeks, I have been working on several new stories on my channel. Recently, I had been worked on one of the love story based on Channing Armor and Fleur de Lis, and there was one person who had asked me if I would do another love story like something I like made a while back, for example. Lorenzo Stortoni had asked me if I could do um, a story like almost basically the same which I did for Sakura and Apple Bloom. Well, I might do that, but there's also the question to be asked: which characters? Well, there's very much the very big options. The door for opportunities for options is quite open. So I will have to look through all the possible stories that I have in my email and online. And I will even ask my girlfriend about her opinion, which type of stories I can do. Normally, I would never do any stories with someone who is in their mid 20s with someone is like a filly, like when I did with Apple Bloom and Sakura. I never even imagined that story would be even possible still had to be made. When I first saw those pictures from online, I thought maybe this is a weird story. But after consideration from that, I know, alright, I can do that. And I did, and turns out the story itself became so quite popular with among my fans, and honest, I didn't expect to be able to do that kind of love story. But there are still many options that I can do focus on something similar. But there is also, even much of my stories had been made in the past. I just wonder myself, which other love stories based like similar to Sakura and Apple Bloom can I do? That is something I don't really know. Because, like I said, there are many stories to be made. And I cannot just imagine how popular those stories will be. Even the currently one with Sakura and Apple has around 600 views. And that is surprising to me. It is a very much big one. But for now, I will try to focus on a few other stories that I have been considered to do. But even though I had even worked on other scripts for stories for the moment, but I can't say much about them because I have just recently started working on them. But one I can tell is about Celestia. She wants to learn about baking. And I know, ever since she was introduced in the show back season 1 and onwards, we've seen that she has been eating cakes. And someone asked me if I could do a love story with Celestia and a cake, which this seems a little bit strange for love story. But instead though, I decided to do something more differently. Instead for as a love story, how about change the something like she wants to learn to bake, and who is the one that she can learn from most? And that is Pinkie Pie. And so far, that's the only story I can tell for now, and I don't have even a title yet. And like I said, there are many stories to be worked on. Like I have actually a few stories that I'm planning on, like Espeon with Sylveon, Espeon, Umbreon with Espeon, and Jolton with Sylveon. But those stories will be put aside just for a brief moment, and I did actually made another big love story of um, a Pokemon a while back with Ash and Lily. So I decided it's time for another one. And since there are many stories with Ash Ketchum with all the many female characters he had been introduced with, so which is the one the next to be made? Well, I can tell that. It would be Ash with Serena. She is the only girl that, as far as I know, she has been kissing Ash. Well, in the latest scene. But otherwise, from that, there is many more stories to be made. And but yeah, there is even something else I had to tell. It is a bit important. A while back, I was considered to quit all MLP stories, love stories, true friend stories, and basically anything My Little Pony related stories. And that would even mean the quitting of ending of all love stories, basically from any shows. And when you ask why was I had considered to quit after all this time, after nearly 5, 6 years of these love stories on my channel, would something change my mind to do that? Well, one of the few things that made me to do this was actually that a few months ago I had this very much big copyright messages on my channel over 40 videos. And I recently did had another, but that was only about a month ago, I think, but not that many, just one or two stories that I made. That was one of the most main reasons I had considered to just quit. I mean, what would be the next one that happened? Like 40 videos from just one time. If I didn't have detected all those copyright messages in time, well, I did, but let's say if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to save all the stories because YouTube has time limit how long those messages, those particular message will be attached to those videos. And if I don't have it taken care of, YouTube would have been deleted. And if that did happen, I would not have any backup or any copy of the story itself. And I would not have even remember which story that had been deleted. I know that there isn't much to be explaining why I suddenly decided wanted to do quit. But even after much under consideration thinking about this, why should I? And I mean, I have been this great audience on my YouTube channel, over nearly 6,000 subscribers over the past 12, 11 years or so, for the more than a decade. But why would I quit just then? I know that many of my subscribers wants to know why. Well, that's one of the few reasons. But even after considering, couldn't. I couldn't betray my fans out there, even if there were a lot of stories to be made. Been asked for over the past 5 years to make that particular story, the next one, and that one. But not only that, how would I even explain to my subscribers, or at least my viewers, why suddenly all that is gone? Or just ended? After nearly 5 years about doing stories, then suddenly just quit for no reason. If I just suddenly not made a video saying, I'm quitting my love stories and from now on I'm just going to do some random videos from anything. So in that perspective, I would have failed to keep up my promise as a YouTuber. Even if I'm not one of the big ones like Dr. Wolf, Silverquill, Firebrand, Keyframe, and etc. Even if I'm not one of those big ones, I mean, I probably not even. If anyone asks someone with the fandom if you have ever heard about Swedish Down, and someone may ask, no, who is that? And some of my subscribers might have heard about me, but others might not have never heard. If I will ask within the Brownie fandoms, those one of the big ones, fans, and little one of the bigger YouTubers like Dr. Wolf and others, if they had asked any of them if they knew about me, probably a majority would said, no, never heard of him. Who is it? Or her? And basically though, that is one of the few things that I probably will never compete with. I mean, a lot of the other YouTubers within Brony fandom, they're big ones. I cannot even compete with their famous, but I'm not doing that. I'm not actually doing anything like that. I'm not doing to reach my subscribers account number higher and higher just to compete or to be famous. No, I'm not doing all this to be a famous YouTuber like those with a million subscribers. I not even care if I don't have a million subscribers or 100,000. Even if I were only reach 6,000 as my top limit, to me that this doesn't even matter. As long as I'm making my stories and other videos to make others entertainment, especially now during the dark times with this coronavirus going on, I'm only doing this to make entertainment. Nothing to be earning money from it and any profit or to be a big famous YouTubers. All I want is to spread happiness and entertainment. But there was one of the bigger YouTubers actually had noticed me. And you may ask who? Well, there were one other YouTubers on my channel had reached out to me. Well, not technically reached. There were when I made a story about a year ago, Scribbler with her boyfriend. But I can inform, shortly after I made this video, that was also that this video was made 8 months ago, or like that, and she had actually wrote a comment. One of the big YouTubers actually had comment on one of my videos randomly. I was like, whoa, I've been noticed. But then she's told that her and her boyfriend broke up in January. And my girlfriend said that we sorry about her and we didn't know. And she even said that she would ask me if I would take that particular story down. But she never responded back to that. So, but even if I did have made a few other stories of like Firebrand, uh, Fespio, and a few others, but still, I never would have made this love stories if it wasn't for just random ones I saw on YouTube. But I can promise you, I won't never ever quit my YouTube channel. Ever since I have this amount of stories that we made, even when I first started, I didn't even expect to get any popularity or any much attention for my last stories. I thought maybe someone would only have like a 12, maybe 20 views each. But over the past few years, like I had never been expected to have so many views on some of my channels or on my videos. Someone has the longest one has nearly 800,000 views. Another one has almost 150. And even some others like Twilight with Sombra, 30, almost 37,000. And for example, with let's see here, I can find another one. This is the one not big one, it's not popular. Let's see, for example, let's see. Here it is. Discord with Fluttershy with nearly 60,000 views. I would never had expected to get any of those sort of amount at this that amount of views. And especially though, after I just made my first few stories of the main six, I didn't even expect that anyone would be asking for more. When that happened, I was just surprised. And over for the past few years back, I was so overwhelmed by all the requests I have just for only short time. You can never imagine how it's like to be just every single day logging on YouTube, just watch some of my comments from my videos, and I was like, wow, I cannot be more happier. I know that some of my videos have been, how about this term, boring, like same repeating events like almost every single time. Like they end at the beginning, they end up falling in love and start dating. There's not much drama, no action, no heartbreaks. I know that some of my early stories are quite boring in perspective from my own views, and the grammar wasn't bad, wasn't as good as I and if and it's now. But I don't blame anyone who is saying that the grammar in the first stories I made are so bad they can barely understand it, or basically the stories are any such interested, like with no drama, no action, no heartbreaks. After all of this happened, and after what Lorenzo Stortoni had told me that I should do stories based on with like Apple Bloom and Sakura, like with more realistic, which I will do. Because I wanted stories to be more real life based, like with, I mean, a love story with no drama, no action, no heartbreaks. It is a kind of a boring life, if you ask me. Like a couple who end up dating and never fights at any time, and they have no problems with others, no problem with any ex-boyfriends, ex-girlfriends, or anything like that. But I will promise, I will try to make them more realistic ones. Even it might be a bit strange though. But even if I would have been asked if to do some other stories like with some similar to Apple Bloom and Sakura, with someone who is an old adult with someone who is young, or at least someone who's in late teens and someone who's used as a filly. Well, that is something I could make in the future, in the near future, but even had to consider it for which stories to make, since the options are almost endless so far. But there were, like I said, are some stories that I would never do, like if they were related, like say Big Mac with Apple Bloom or a Big More Applejack, something like that. Those would be too weird, and consider most of people would say, "Ew, that's not a good story." So, in perspective, though, but I had even considered to make the like Pinkie Pie with her male version of herself, and like I did with Twilight with Dusk Shine, with her, which is her male Word counterpart. So otherwise, I will do a lot more stories to be made, and there are many more to be going on to be made. And as far as we know, this virus, though, as I made a promise earlier, I will do a separate list of stories to be made, and I will keep doing that. And I can't say how many other love stories to be made, since basically there are still a lot of them. There's so many I lost count. Those are in my emails with almost almost 500 ones. Wow. And those are online, which is basically is a lot of them. But over time, I might try to find a way to make other love stories based on some of your requests and some of my own opinions. And like I said, there are still a lot of stories to be made. And especially though, now with the G5 might be starting with the next couple of months now, with more deep information, I hope. But for less for that, I am sorry if I pull this short, this information release update a little longer than I usually do. But there were some things I want to talk about. But even this weekend, I will start to work on other love stories, and especially from the normal list and my separate list. Which ones? Not sure. I have not decided yet, since, like I said, many ones to choose it from. So yeah, but I hope everyone has a great day, had a great weekend, and soon this May, and with the next few months, there's going to be summer. Yay! But yeah, and I do hope everyone is safe, and just keep them remind yourself, always keep yourself safe, especially now with this virus going on. Well, that's all I want to say as for now, and I might do another update sometime later on. When, no idea. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great day and a great weekend. Even there is some lockdowns around the world where you live, there is any there isn't any lockdown where I live. So basically, even the country itself is a quarantine by itself, by the borders are closed, but where I live, it isn't any lockdown. But people are still taking this seriously. Even I do. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, opinions about this video, or anything you want to talk about, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Sweet Javo, over and out.